got used to under the Lula years to this global brand of Brazil, and it was a happy brand, a brand where income was being redistributed. A lot of people were being pulled out of poverty, but in a democratic way compared to, for instance, in Venezuela. And at the same time, every country has contradictions, and Brazil's contradiction is that it has this dictatorship past. It has a very strong lobby in Congress. I think it's the BBB lobby, Bible, Bullets, and Beef, and it's very conservative. These are the guys who are basically clear cutting the Amazon, driving indigenous peoples off their land. Very violently in many cases, and they exercise a huge amount of power, and so that's always been the other side of Brazil that the Lula years kind of overshadowed, and now we see it returning in a way because I think Bolsonaro as president will reflect a lot of that agenda since he doesn't have his own independent power base in parliament, and the other thing is we ran a piece at WPR recently on anti-corruption efforts and some of the downsides. No one's for corruption, but when you have anti-corruption campaigns, one of the real risks is that you discredit the entire political class, and you have people saying, well, they're all corrupt. The problem in Brazil is that they actually are all corrupt. I mean, you have a huge amount of the sitting parliament that has open corruption cases that don't get decided because of their parliamentary immunity. You have Temer, who's the president who took over after Rousseff, who has an open corruption case that he's been dodging with his immunity. And so that always opens the space for demagogues like Bolsonaro to come in and say, well, they're all corrupt, now we need something new. It's similar to what happened in the US that opened the space for Donald Trump in terms of we have to drain the swamp of Washington. And we see it happening here. And again, with Lula in jail. Because of a corruption conviction. I'm not sure that we would have had the same scenario if Lula had been the opposing candidate to Bolsonaro compared to Haddad.